Okay, hello everyone. I'm UnsungNPC, back here with another class video for Pillars of Eternity. Today we're going to be looking at the Chanter class, what they can do, how their magic works, all of that good stuff. So, here we go. Now, the Chanter... Boom, boom, boom. The skill bonuses for the Chanter. Alright, you get 2 lore and 1 mechanics. Okay, your endurance and health are both low, accuracy is average, and your deflection is very high. And the way chanters work is you have something called phrases or chants, phrases, and then invocations. So phrases are kind of like song pieces that you're just playing on loop the whole time. And then invocations are actual spells that you cast in the middle of your performance. Alright? That is what a chanter does. So, first we're going to go over some of these talents that the chanter can get that are not invocations or phrases. And those are Ancient Memory, which causes it's an AoE healing ability. And then, and that it's just constantly going while the chanter is chanting. And then Beloved Spirits, which improves Ancient Memory. It makes it better. So it goes from plus 0.8 endurance per thing to 2.8 in endurance. Just constantly healing overall. Which is why I love chanters. I think they make great support characters. They also make great summoning characters, which is great. If you want to be anything that summons stuff, the chanter is the way to go. Now, we are going to go over their phrases first, and then we're going to go over some invocations. I guess we're just going to go everything level by level. So level 1 phrases, and then invocations. Level 2 phrases, then invocations. So for the phrases, we've got thick grew their tongues, stumbling over words, which reduces the concentration of enemies in that area of effect, which makes them more susceptible to interrupt. That's what that does. At the sight of their comrades, their hearts grew bold. Emboldens allies in the area of effect, giving bonuses to fortitude and will. Come, soft winds of death, which drains a portion of endurance from all enemies in the area effect, which is -4 endurance over 6 seconds, which is really, really nice. Dull the edge, blunt the point, reduces slashing and piercing damage of enemies in the area effect. So, makes their weapons weaker, which is cool. Also, Blessed was Wingarded, quickest of his tribe, increases the movement rate and reflex of all allies in the area effect, which is pretty okay. Basically, you can, like, the way chanters work, I feel like there are 2 good methods. You can be a total support character, backline, ranged character who's throwing out summons and supporting with passive song buffs the entire time, or you could be a frontline chanter and have all of your song stuff do penalties to the enemy the entire time. So like dull the edge, blunt the point, come, soft winds of death. Both of those interchanging and just kind of causing those problems for the enemy is also a really, really good way to do it. I've made both of those characters and I found both of them to be fun. So do whatever suits you. Invocations. These are the instance spells, and to be able to use them, they have a required number of phrases that have to have been chanted before you can use the invocation. And it's not 3 different phrases. It could be the same phrase used 3 times. That would be fine as well. But you have to use a certain number of phrases in your song to be able to cast this. And your song can have any number of phrases in it that you want to. I find it easier to alternate 2, maybe 3 phrases. Just find the ones you like and stick with them. But you can go through however you want to do it. And you have to be wary because the higher level you go, the longer the phrase is going to be, which means the longer it's going to take for you to be able to use invocations. So if you have 3 super high level phrases going, you're going to be doing the phrases so long that combat might even be over before you can even get one spell off. So just kind of pair things accordingly that work for you. Alright, Invocations. But Renai Darrett's ghost, he would not rest. Rennie Darrett's ghost calls upon the shroud and summons a phantom to fight for you. We've got the thunder rolled like waves on the black seas, which creates a thunderous explosion that stuns and shoves enemies in the area of effect. In their bones still slept under that hill none can say, summons 3 skeletons to fight for you. I love this one. White worms writhed in the bellies of the dead. Causes a nearby downed enemy to explode, expelling 3 white grubs and crushing nearby enemies. That's super gross. You've got this one, which shoots out electric shock damage to everyone, which is a really cool ability. I like that one too. This one increases the slash and shock damage reductions for allies in the area of effect, which is also a really good ability. And then this one reduces damage reduction of enemies in the area of effect. So a good debuffing AoE. We love it. Alright, level 2 phrases. This one decreases reload time and increases the speed of ranged attacks for all allies. If you have a party with at least 2 people that use guns, or at least 3 people that do ranged combat overall, this song is a must-have because it makes you reload so freaking fast. It's crazy. Like, guns take forever to reload in this game, but if you can use this passive plus gunner talent, then you're going to be able to reload super quick. No problem. This one reduces accuracy of disengagement attacks so that everyone can kind of maneuver all around. If you've got like rogues, monks, barbarians in your party, that could be a useful one too. This one creates a field of terror, frightening enemies in the area. I love a good debuff AoE. This one decreases the duration of and defends against frightened and terrified effects. This one's really great to use in specific instances. So is the next one. Not the next one, sorry. There's another one on there that is good. But this one, allies leave a hazardous trail of frost wherever they move, hobbling and causing freeze damage to enemies. So it's definitely good to kind of like pick. You can have, I think you can preset 4 different songs and have any number of phrases in them. So, you know, having one that takes care of fear and stuff like that is a really nice song to have in your pocket, just in case you come up against creatures that are causing you to all be afraid. Invocations. This one, let's see, decreases the duration of and defense against hobbled, stuck, paralyzed, and petrified effects. It's a great one if you're fighting spirits or any other creatures that are causing you to be stuck or paralyzed. This one charms enemies inside an AoE. I just love charming enemies in any game. Amasses stray soul fragments to form 2 will-o-wisps to fight for the party. This one conjures 3 worms to fight for the party. This one causes enemies to be terrified. This one paralyzes enemies. I use this one all the time. All the time. Paralyzing enemies is just a great debuff to have. It's an area effect as well, which is just a cone, and you just wave of paralyze. Awesome. Level 3. This one grants bonus to freeze and shock damage reductions. And a bonus that gets prone. And then this one generates a hazardous field causing burn and slash damage to enemies. I like to use these 2 in tandem in the, or maybe this one over here, which bestows a burning effect on ally weapons. All three of those are great for the White March, because in the White March you fight a lot of enemies that are vulnerable to fire or enemies that do frost damage. So being able to defend against that and use fire on everything is a great time. So having a song for the White March specifically is a pretty good idea if you like that. This one increases the deflection of allies in the area of effect. This one's just great. Just increasing the defense of everybody. You can't go wrong with that one. Okay, Invocations. You can summon 2 fearsome ogres to fight for you, which is just nuts. Ogres are huge. This one's Revive. Revives allies in the area of effect, so it's an AoE revive, which is really nice. This one empowers allies with bonuses to dexterity, perception, and intellect. So if you've got rangers, rogues, casters, that one's a good one. This one gives might, constitution, and resolve. So for your melee combatants. This one's a gimmicky one. I don't know. I think there's like a specific pack you can get that like lets you use this. I've never used this. I don't know what this really does. Ignore that. This one attacks enemies in 7 directions around the caster with bolts of freezing ice. Kind of cool. This one calls down a drake to fight for you, which, as far as summoning goes, is pretty nice. And then we have the ones from the White March. So we're going to go over the phrases first, and then get into the invocations. So from White March 1, we have this one, which is a friendly aura 30-point damage shield. As in, every character gains a damage shield that takes 30 points of damage before they take damage. That is my favorite phrase in the game. I use it every time I make a chanter. Every time. Or I have the chanter companion use it. It's so good. Even late in the game, a 30-point damage shield is really nice buffer. This one, friendly aura, 15% of damage restored as endurance. Also a great one. And then this one gives you defense against confused, charmed, and dominated attacks and additional will. There's times in the game where you fight like enemies that can mind control you. This one's a great one for that, obviously. And then in White March 2, we have 100% healing received. So if you've got someone that's healing, this will give you more healing, double the healing. And then plus 20 accuracy against beasts, plus damage against beasts. This one's also good for specific points in the game where you're just fighting a lot of animals. So that one can be really, really nice as well. And then Invocations. Okay, this one causes a tornado that does like freeze, crush, DR bypass, and minus move speed. Foe jump targets. Okay, so it jumps to other enemies. Kind of a cool one. I haven't really messed with that one a whole lot. I love this one. Self plus attack speed, damage reduction, and interrupt. So this one's a really nice one, just boosting yourself up hard. I love self buffs. I can't get enough of self buffs. This one summons a swamp spore. Swamp spores are great. Swamp spores can mind control people. It's not like mind control, it's just kind of like pheromones or some poison thing that they use. This one does raw damage and corrosive damage and makes them sickened against enemies in an AoE. Oh, the amount of AoEs the Chanter can do. I love AoE casters. AoEs are great. I can't get enough, especially damage and debuffing AoEs. Fan-freaking-tastic. This one, I love this one too, summons an animated greatsword, animated pike, and an animated warbow to fight for you. So there'll be like spectral weapons that just run around and like stab things, hit things, or shoot things for you, which is just really cool. the Chanter is one of my favorite classes in this game. It's unique to this game. I don't think I've, like, even a Bard isn't quite the same as this. I've never seen any class like this before. It's one of my favorites. And it's great if you want to make a lore and mechanics character. So lore for the dialogue, mechanics for being the one who deals with traps and stuff like that, and then being able to like buff or debuff and do damage or summon. Just taking your pick of what you want to do is, it's incredible. Chanter's a great class. You can't go wrong with it. It's one of my favorites, if not my favorite. I think there's another class that might be my favorite. This one's like up there though. Really cool class. So this is the Chanter. This is how they work. This is what their phrases are, their invocations. This is how they use those. Remember, you have to use a certain number of phrases before you can use an invocation. They have requirements. So you can't just cast them willy-nilly. You have to be able to spend phrases to do it. So, really awesome class. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you're new to Pillars, totally check out this class. It's awesome. If you're a veteran to Pillars and haven't played with a Chanter much yet, you should totally give it a go. I hope this video was helpful to you, and I will catch you guys in the next one.